So hello everyone, I'm Kim, and for today's video, I'll be discussing to you about the National Greening Program. So at the end of my lecture, I hope everybody will be able to meet the following learning objectives. And these are the following: to be able to know what NGP is, what does NGP do, and what are the benefits of the National Greening Program. Okay. So, did you know that in the Philippines, deforestation was actually the major driver of biodiversity loss in the country? And it has been reported that the country lost 10.9 million hectares of forest cover. So, what is biodiversity loss? Biodiversity loss can be defined as coastal pollution, habitat loss for wild animals, and ocean acidification. So now, what is National Greening Program? National Greening Program was established through a presidential executive order in 2011 that promotes reforestation, reduces poverty, promotes food security, creates alternative livelihoods, and enhances climate change mitigation and adaptation. And the National Greening Program reported that reforestation was actually its major project, and the Department of Environment and Natural Resources was its leading implementing agency. So initially, the main objective of the National Greening Program is to plant 1.5 million trees to a 1.5 million hectares of forest land for a period of 3 years. So the program actually started from the year 2011 up to 2016. Okay, so just a quick history. In 2010, it has been reported that the country lost 60% of its forest cover. And this actually started from the year 1934. So it has also been reported that out of 16.90 million hectares of forest, it has been reported that approximately 6.84 million hectares was actually remained. So to further halt the degradation of our forest land and forest cover, the Aquino administration issued an executive order number 23 series of 2011, which imposed a moratorium on the cutting and harvesting of timber in the natural and residual forests of the entire country. So the program's objective was basically to increase our forest cover while addressing the socio-economic needs of its beneficiaries under the first 6 years of National Greening Program. So the socio-economic needs were identified as the Department of Environment and Natural Resources pays the POs. All proceeds from the agroforestry plantations shall accrue to the NGP beneficiary communities, and the Greening Program beneficiary communities shall be considered priority in the conditional cash transfer program. Okay, so the National Greening Program will actually undergo a process cycle, and it needs 6 major components, and mainly these are survey mapping and planning, which is the most basic yet most important activity in any forest development project. Second is seedling production. Next is site preparation and plantation establishment, maintenance and protection, project management and supervision, and other activities. So here, it is maintenance and protection. As soon as the seedlings are planted, the POs are actually required to take care of the NGP program site for 3 consecutive years. And under the project management and supervision, the National Greening Program as its major component actually includes services such as establishment of mechanized nurseries and establishment maintenance of seedling production. And to the other activities, the component actually covers payment for the personal services requirement of the National Greening Program. So as what I've said earlier, reforestation was the biggest project of the National Greening Program. So to define reforestation is the natural or intentional restocking of existing forests and woodlands that have been depleted, and it is usually through deforestation, but also after clear cutting. So the National Greening Program was successfully implemented last 2011 to 2016, with the main objectives again to plant 1.5 million trees to a 1.5 million of hectares of land. So the main goals of the National Greening Program was to alleviate poverty, food security, conservation biodiversity, climate change adaptation and mitigation, and lastly, ecological and environmental stability, all of which were actually met by the National Greening Program. So it has been reported that NGP was actually a very successful program of the Aquino administration. So from 2011 to 2016 NGP, the National Greening Program accomplished to plant 1.7 million hectares with 1.3 billion trees or seedlings. And it has also been reported that there was a creation of 4 million jobs that benefited 558,323 hired workers. So to end my report, I'll be showing you a short video on the effects of deforestation in our country.
And watch the clouds make your face stretch and evaporate. Nothing's a sign, no one's a wraith. But if I am right, then hope is just a cage. Faith can die like trees. If you don't prepare it for the deep freeze, and for at least one flight, feel the engines die. I lie by your grave and put my ear to the ground and eavesdrop.
Okay, so that ends my report, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye bye.